Welcome YouTube fans. Tim Cooper, Cooper's Automotive Repair. Late night repair tonight, a 2003 Chevy Venture. It's the let me see what engine this is, I forgot. The 3400 engine, diagnosed coolant leak. The water pump's leaking on it, and so decided to shoot a video when I don't have to deal with the telephones and all that other stuff going on. And yeah, we're sitting here in Florida, and it's, as usual, it's hot. So how hot is it? Well, it's so hot. The other day when I took the car for a test drive, I saw two trees fighting over a dog. So that's your joke for today. Anyway, I'm going to get started on this, and going to be a little shaky probably. I'm shooting this myself. But the first thing we're going to take off of this is going to be a bracket. Actually, this fuse box is going to come out of here, and this bracket, it has a 13 here. I believe these are a couple 10s right here. So I'm going to get that bracket out of the way. Hopefully you can see this. Get my camera set up. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so let's get that fuse box and that bracket out of there. At 13, I'm just going to put it up here. These two over here out of the way. Alright, so you're going to take this bracket right here, and I'm just going to slide it out. Place it up out of our way. Just accessing some room. You may not would have to have done this, but we have a lot of wires here, so kind of fold things back a little bit. This is where I need a tie strap just to kind of tie this stuff up. But we're trying to get down to that water pump, which my camera's playing around, which is right there. So let's see if I can lock this camera down, get a tie strap, and lock those wires just out of my way. Okay, let's get a hold of those infamous wires. Let's get adjusted in here. Come on, baby, hang in there. Alright, so I'm going to pull these things up and just hold all this stuff up out of the way. I'm going to hook it to the hood up here. A little tight, we're stretching them out, but okay. I say okay a lot. There's what we're after. And I noticed somebody's been in here before. We got 10 millimeters. We got a 13 in here. Let's see how that works out on getting those out of there. I do have short sockets. I just cannot locate my short sockets right now. Okay. That one came loose. That one was already loose. That's crazy. Let's get a better picture of that. All you can see is my arm down inside here. Anyway, got them loose. I got to get that belt off. So it should be at 3/8 inside this belt tensioner down here. There is. Just enough tension to take it off of something. Get it off of that water pump and see if it's going to come down. There we go. And I'm going to just leave that ratchet on that. Don't believe I'll need it. So, getting those 10s out of there. I don't think I loosened that 13. I did. No, I don't remember loosening that 13. Even that 13 was loose. Oh, you caught me. Dirty hands. No gloves. So there's your pulley. There's some of those nuts. Let's rephrase that, bolts. Okay, we're going to place these up out of our way. Now we got just some 8mm bolts around here, and I got a drain pan underneath the bottom. I want to move this belt back because I don't like to get antifreeze on the belt. They like to chirp sometimes if you do that. Alright, let's get some surgical gloves on so we can perform this surgery and get on with this gravy train job. At least we hope so. Alright, now let's find my 8mm. Let's get this battery Milwaukee on here and get these out. Crazy hot weather. I think it's making everybody's car break. Well, you can see the antifreeze. That bottom one is at a weird little angle. Hang on a second. Let's do it this way. Get that bottom one out of there. Once you break them loose, you can take them out by hand. In Florida, anyway. Sorry, Eric, if you watch this. You just shot a video. Mr. Eric O. from SMA. Of the same job, so I said, what the heck? I'll be a copycat. There's one more there. I don't know if I said that or not, but I do have a drain pan underneath this. It's got Dex Cool antifreeze in it. Dex Gunk. Whatever. Right on the top here you'll see there's an arrow on the pump for indexing this thing. Now everything's out. We should just be able to tap it or pry it out right here. Let's try the little persuader here. There we go. Get ready. She isn't gonna leak. There we go. That's what we expected. Still got it on my belt. Now, I'm gonna wedge that thing out of there. There we are. There's that arrow I was talking about right there. So put this back in the same way. It's got the nice gasket with the black RTV sealer on it. So we got to get this gasket area cleaned up right here. Goes around this. I know you can't see this from that angle. let's get our trusty scraper and get that cleaned up. Okay, grab my light that's buried up in here somewhere so I can see what I'm doing. Let's get this gasket off of here. Probably the quietest actually that you've heard of any videos that I've shot. Usually don't do the after hour stuff. I haven't got that good at camera angles and all those things. Learning. This is an old scraper I've had for many years with the carbide bit on it. God, I've had this thing so long I can't even remember when I bought it. Gotta be a little careful with it because it'll actually take the aluminum right off of that housing. Mr. Dave, make sure you fast forward through the gasket cleaning process when you edit this for me. I like the ones that have the rubber O-ring seal. I don't have to deal with this gasket material. We're almost there. One piece there being a little stubborn. And one piece down there. Got to get it all off of there or we're going to have another leak. Stupid gasket and do it all over again. Who wants to do that? The job's not bad, but why do it twice? I cleaned off. I'm just going to wipe it off so I can see it a little bit better. Don't worry, if you're a mechanic and you're not in your, haven't hit your 40s. Be glad you still got your great eyesight. So aggravating. I don't care what you do with glasses, you just can't replace your natural eyes. Alright, I've got that cleaned off. Let's get our new water pump. See if I can get a shot of this. This is a True Flow 41020 Napa. Comes with the gasket and all your 8mm bolts to bolt the pump back on. I'm going to stick the gasket on here with this Permatex all-purpose spray adhesive. I didn't realize they came with bolts. I've never seen that before. So that's kind of cool. It comes with all new bolts. Alright, we got our gasket stuck on just to hold it in place. Now let's find that indexing arrow right there. And we know that that has to come up. See if I can get it in here any easier than I did taking it out. Could have slid my battery over a little bit, might have helped us out some. Let's see here. There we are. That should kind of just sit there for just a second. Okay, so let's get all of our 8mm bolts started in this thing. Get this thing wrapped up so I can go home. See my lovely wife. That used to work with me. And would if she could. about that. Do-do-do. Keep bumping the camera. Okay, almost got these suckers torqued to specs here. Yeah, right. I know. P-Tech crew. Airplane mechanics. Cooling system's in pretty good shape, considering it's got Dexcool in it. Okay, those are all tight. Now let's get our pulley, put that back in there and get that lined up. Yeah, let's stick with that stupid 113. I'd rather have a 10, or yeah, 10 mil, but it's not gonna hurt anything. Alright, we're back. Getting our pulley installed. Let's get our belt wrapped up in there if I can remember how it went. Kinda never do. Sometimes. That's why I try not to take them all the way off. Let's get this thing back on the battery there. Goes there. Gotta get this wrapped around my AC compressor. Underneath our water pump and then back on top of there. And we came off of something. Right. So I'm still working on it. Trying to get my belt routed. And pull. So I can get my other arm down there. Now, let's find our other pulley that this thing came off of. Make sure our belt's on all of our pulleys, and it's not. It came off the tensioner a little bit. I think I heard it slide in place. It did. Now let's take a look. All there. Around all of our pulleys. Now let's tighten up our water pump pulley retaining bolts right here. I'm just going to use this as a wedge to help me tighten these things. Snap! No, just kidding. Of course, I want to get my tins first so I don't have to change. You see, I'm just wedging that in there. Even though it's against the socket, you can still get it tight. Now I need a 13 for that one. There's always got to be one. Exciting, crazy days these days. This is July. The end of July. Knock my camera again. They're all tight. Now we have to put our bracket back on. So I'm going to move the camera out. See how we're doing here. I'm going to release that wiring harness. I think it's got some other issues that I'm going to have to look at. The power sliding doors are not working. I'm going to pull up a wiring diagram of that. We may shoot that video too. got to reprogram a key fob. They lost the key fob for it. And so we got to try to do that. That might not be a bad one to shoot also. But our fuse box was missing a little bit of stuff there. Oh well, you know, there was one other problem I forgot about that I'm going to correct before I put this back in. So right underneath this fuse box I had an intermittent coolant fan. Can't always find the tool you want. Stinking screwdriver. Stinking screwdriver. Anyway, I'm talking too soft, I think, so got to get this out of here. There's a fan wire on the back of this going to the relay that's also burnt up, so why we have this apart. Let's fix that. I can get the casing to cooperate. Alright, get the right tool, quit struggling. So you pry the bottom of this off. You guys have seen these fuse boxes before. They burn up. Get this apart. This blue wire right here is burnt and keeps losing connection. So we got to take out this. Got to take this power lead out. Right here, little clip that snaps that in the bottom of the fuse box. Get that wire out of there. And then right there, I believe that's a 7mm. I grabbed an 8, of course. Alright, let's get that out. Separate that whole wiring harness out of there. Just gonna pull it up. And if you look right down inside here, blue wire right there, she's all nasty. You got a retainer clip, a little blue retainer clip that has to be slid out. Hopefully just like that. There we are. Just say she's a little hot. Corroded. We're going to get rid of this terminal in. Solder a new connection in on this, so I'm going to repair this wire. Okay, so we're repairing this harness. I went down to the junkyard, cut out a section, got my blue wire and got a good one. It's right there. That will go back right there in the second slot. So again, we've got to get this wire out of here. Pry our blue section up. We don't care about if we drop that or not. Again, this one's a little tab inside there we got to push, indexing the direction that it goes up into that number 2 slot. Right here. That one doesn't lock in, so when we put it in there, we'll make sure that we have it pushed in and tight. So let's get this old one out of here. We've got to remove this tie strap right here. Access us some room. Kind of want to get this, well, let's pull that out of that number 2 slot for right now. I want to get this back enough it's not inside there where I repair it at. So I'm going to cut it back here, strip this wire. I got my front door locked but my big door open so I don't sweat to death. Keeping my ears open so somebody don't sneak in. So I strip that wire off. Go ahead and strip this one back. I want some kind of heat shrink tubing put over it, and then we're going to put a solder connector on here and crimp this together and crimp it to the other side and solder it together. This is just basically a yellow butt connector without the yellow installation. Well, it will have a yellow heat shrink. So get that crimped in. Slide it on our other side here. Let's crimp that down. I like to try to stay out of the groove section with the crimper and crimp the side that doesn't have the little split in it. It's held together. I think I've got it. Alright, so we're in. I'm going to go ahead and put that in that number 2 slot. Right there. And actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and solder it up. Alright, let's heat this up. See how we're doing here. Is this even hot yet? Soldering iron has been around a while. I think it's not working. Alright, we want to get this soldered up. My soldering iron was not cooperating with me. So we're going to heat it up with a little mini torch. Okay, now that's really hot, but if we slide that heat shrink over there really fast, it'll help melt it on. And should use a hair dryer or something, but you can use, when you don't have all these fans running, this, because that mini torch is too hot. Get this wire sealed up without burning my gloves off. Let's get that wind tunnel done. Yeah, this is burning my gloves, yes. Alright, so that wire's repaired. Let's get it back in here. Said that was the number 2 slot. 1, 2. Of course you know that, because that's the one it falls out of, right? Got that in there. We'll slide your retainer in there. Jeez, what's up with that? Retainer. Alright, still, like I say, it didn't lock it in, but now my soldering iron's kicking in. Okay, we want to get this thing back up in here. Let's get the tighten back up. Very careful that we're not over tightening it. Make sure that's in. Double check my relay real quick. Yep, we're there. I'll leave that top off for now. Now, we want to get this back down through this section, and let's curl it up behind our fuse box right here, and let's tie strap this back together. Zip tie, tie strap, same thing. All determines what part of the country you're from. Okay. Get a hold of this thing. There. You could cut that off or just leave it down inside there. Sure, all that's like that. Here's that little wire loom protector. We're going to put that back on. Tuck it in and put our bottom cover back, snap it in place, but don't forget that, of course. Big power wire there. Put those in place. Make sure they're all in. This clip over here is broken. Alright, now we can put that rod back through there and put this back in place. Man, it's getting stormy out there. I hear the thunder a little bit, and it sure gets hot just before a storm rolls up. Alright, we need our bar. Maybe we just need to go to the bar. Ha! Yeah! Right, Roger. Wilco. Something. Anyway. Alright, get this rod slid back up through. See some more harness that needs to be tucked in. Hang on. What the heck's going on with this harness? Dang, man, this thing's been through it. You know, wires sticking out everywhere. What the hamburger? Hamburger. Got that from my wife too. You got to be polite. Okay. Alright, let's get it hung in there. Back to that rod. Sorry about that, guys. I realized, sorry I didn't bump the camera again, but forgotten all about repairing that wire adding to this water pump job. Okay, now we got to put the 8 wheels back into this rod that slid through, and then there's that 13 right down here. We have to start. Got that started. Alright, so we don't need that light. We've got the bar in. Fuse box is in. I'm going to put the top cover on the fuse box. This thing's in, let's say this fuse box in rough shape. Probably got more wiring going on with the automatic doors and all that stuff. Alright, that's in place. Now, we get this radiator cap right here. The angle here. Where are you at? I gotta take that radiator cap off. Right there, because remember we changed that water pump. This out of the way, we gotta open up that bleeder right there. I think that's a 7. Let's take the whole thing up. So I just took the whole piece out. Still will bleed through this hole right here. Right, alright camera, right there, okay? So that's, I'm going to fill this radiator up. The Lyle, got the nice cover that holds your fittings in to fit the radiator. So we'll find a piece that fits that. Then we will put this on here. Trying to hold the camera and work with one hand. Come on. There we are. We did this 90-degree angle. I still got to tighten that up, but why isn't that working out? What's up with that? I've never seen that where you couldn't get your 90-degree angle in there. Hang on a second. That's nuts. It's crazy. Okay, we're back. I've got the Easy Spill funnel installed, a couple of nuts to tighten up. And we'll start that now. I'm going to aim the camera toward it. Here's our funnel. We're at 450 next cool until this hole starts bleeding out here. Another 7 on the back side. You'll do that too also. I'm going to go ahead and point until this one runs. Still got some wires to tie up. I've already mixed this map with X-Cool with some RO water. Get my plug ready to go once that starts running. Other guys use universal. I don't know, kind of sticking there with whatever it came with. Or put it back in. Some of these Hondas with the blue and all of that. Some of the Chryslers, you go to the dealership and if you've been down here, so you see if you go to the dealership, it has the wrong color antifreeze in it. They tell them, oh, you gotta have it flushed. It's crazy, but that's what they do. So now, if I can just look. Top of the thermostat housing. Of course, I would set my camera on top of my tool cart one of those nights. We're back. Typical afternoon Florida thunderstorms rolling in. I can fill this up so the other one drains. There she goes. Be very careful that I don't snap this one off. We're done. Alright, so all we've got left to do is start it, run it. Get tuned back into me here. Alright, so start it, run it, get it hot, cycle the fans, but that's a water pump, a high-speed fan wire repair and a fuse box on 2003 Chevy Venture. Subscribe to the channel, thanks for watching. Sorry I'm a little exhausted, and I'm tired, so I'm going home. See ya, thanks for watching.